Hi everyone, I'm Jackie and we are enjoying life's journey on the path to financial freedom. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about 3 things that you should do before starting Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps. If you saw, I've already done a video on Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps. I talked about them briefly and which step we were on. So I am going to go over each step in more depth as far as how we accomplished that step, how we completed it, or how we plan on completing it in the future. But before that, I thought it was really important for me to kind of go over the 3 things that you should do before you even start Dave Ramsey's plan. So leave me a comment below and give me at least 1 tip that you think people should do before starting Dave Ramsey's baby steps, or give me 1 thing you wish you would have done before you started Dave Ramsey's baby steps. So let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so the first one, I think it's a really good idea for you to either read, watch, listen to, or attend one of Dave Ramsey's courses or his books or something like that. So one is going to kind of give you that aha moment. It's going to help you become motivated and to see the whole picture on what your goal actually is, what you're actually going for. So I highly recommend that you do this. He has different things out there, from Financial Peace University, The Complete Guide to Money, Money Makeover. So for us, what we ended up doing was we did a combination of those things. So I listened to the audiobook, The Total Money Makeover, and that kind of got me pumped on, hey, you know what, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, something's got to change, and there is a way to do it. So it got me excited about doing it. The second thing I did was I watched the Financial Peace University, the videos, and I actually got my husband to watch a few of them. So my husband didn't listen to the audiobook, he didn't watch all of the Financial Peace University, but he did watch enough to become excited and to come on board. I believe we were watching the section on marriage and money, where they talk about the budget meetings and the free spirit and the nerd and the spender and the giver, and I believe Dave Ramsey actually got my husband to laugh, so that was a good sign there. So I highly recommend, if you can't attend a class, to check out the videos of it or order the course online. The third thing that I did was I got the book, The Complete Guide to Money, and I read this last year, and this is great as a kind of like a reference guide because it talks about all of that stuff. It says it's a companion to the Financial Peace University, but it actually goes over a lot of stuff, and in the back it has some of the budgeting forms and the debt snowball forms and things like that to help you with the baby steps. So if you're not sure exactly what I'm talking about, go ahead and go back and watch my video on the 7 baby steps. I also have links to a lot of the books in the program in the description box if you want to check them out there, or you can search on YouTube. I'm sure you guys can find something. So that's my step 1 or tip 1, is to make sure you actually read it or listen to it or watch it, so you can become more aware of what the full picture is, what you're actually trying to do, and you get some motivation behind it. My second one is make a commitment to yourself right now that you are going to stop borrowing money. This is how we got into the whole paycheck to paycheck and drowning in debt and everything else, is that we're borrowing money. So a lot of you might be like me. I was raised, all my parents taught me was have good credit, have good credit. If you have good credit, you can buy anything. It was never save up for a thing. So commit to yourself now to stop borrowing money. If you don't have the cash right now, you cannot afford it yet. So I'm not going to tell you you can't buy anything, to stop buying everything, but actually take the time to save up for that purchase. It's going to do a lot for you. It's going to keep you excited and motivated about that item that you want to get, or that purchase that you want to make, or it's going to help you rethink and decide maybe you really don't want that. But also, if you take the time to actually save up the money and you go and you pay cash for this, you have more appreciation for this item. You take care of it longer, you keep it longer, because you took the time to save up for it. So that would be my second tip, or the second step, is make the commitment to yourself right now that you're going to stop borrowing money. Okay, so this whole thing, we got to start changing our mindset. So the last one, number 3, which is probably going to be the hardest if you haven't been doing it already, is we need to know, where are we at? Where are we starting from? So the best way to do that is we gotta write everything down. We gotta find every bill, every expense, everything we possibly can think of, every debt. We need to find all that stuff, and we need to gather it all together, and we need to write it down. So once you gather all that stuff, is you want to start getting on a cash flow plan, a monthly written cash flow plan. Basically what Dave Ramsey calls a zero-based budget. So I'm going to show a picture of his budgeting form. I really recommend that you start with his form. I do have a budget template on Excel that I use every month. It's evolved over the years, but I started with Dave Ramsey's form, his cash flow plan, and I recommend that you do the same thing, because he's going to break down every expense, things that you may not have thought about. And so it's going to help you to kind of look at the big picture. So what you need to do is you need to know where you're at. So write down all of your debts. What's the minimum payment? How much do you owe? Don't worry about interest rates right now, because honestly, if you're paying on it, you're paying the interest rate, so who really cares? The goal is that we're trying to pay it off as fast as possible on baby step 2. Don't even stress about the interest rates right now. We just want to list, what's our minimum payment, how much we owe, who do we owe, list everything. Even if you owe friends and family money, go ahead and list that down. And then go ahead and try to fill out the cash flow plan based on what you think you are spending. So how much do you think you're spending on groceries? How much do you think you're spending eating out? What are all of these little things? Again, that form is going to help you kind of see the bigger picture. And it's also going to help you see some expenses that you might have looked at as an emergency before, like a flat tire or something like that, and we can start trying to plan for some of these things ahead. So right now, don't judge yourself on any of it. You just need to know where you're at, because now we got to start figuring out, where do we want to go, and if we don't know where we're at, we really have no idea of how to get started. Also, the complete guide to money, it has in there the cash flow plan, so I recommend that you not only do you budget out the month, but budget out each of your paychecks, okay? So this is going to start helping you see, what are you spending and everything like that. So that's the purpose before you start the baby steps, because then when we get into baby step 1, when we're trying to save that first $1,000, we can now look at our cash flow plan. We can kind of get an idea of what we're spending our money on, and we can see, are there anything we can cut back on? Is there anything we can cut out completely? Or are you already at the bare minimum of anything in your income still isn't covering it, and we possibly need to increase our income? So you guys, those are my three steps, or my 3 tips of what you really should do before even starting Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps. I will make another, like I said, I'm going to make a separate video on each individual step. I'm going to go over in detail how we accomplished it, or how we plan to accomplish it, depending on what step we are on. So again, real quick, the steps basically: read, listen, watch, attend at least one of Dave Ramsey's books or his seminars. 2, commit to yourself right now that you are going to stop borrowing money. And 3, know where you're at and start getting on a monthly written cash flow plan, so we can start making progress in the direction that we want to go in. Again, leave me a comment below. What is your number 1 tip, or the number 1 step that you did, or you wish you did, before starting Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps? As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.